True autumn versus true autumn. What are the most common misconceptions, differences, and what's an in-transition type here? But before I start this analysis, I would like to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video and giving you the opportunity to sign up for very valuable classes for 1 month of absolutely free trials. The first 500 people to use my link will get 1 month of free trial of Skillshare classes. Skillshare has classes on very wide variety of topics, including fashion and color analysis even. I myself have a class as a teacher on Skillshare platform where I talk about body types and how to build the perfect, most versatile and casual chic capsule wardrobe. This knowledge is essential before spending money on wardrobe. As I always say, get to know your body type and seasonal color type first, and with the right selection while saving more money in your pocket. Are you looking for the ways to level up your career or start a new side hustle? Skillshare has classes in freelancing, entrepreneurship, marketing, social media, and so much more. And the first 500 people to use my link will get 1 month of free trial of Skillshare classes. And there we go. True autumn misconceptions. We will see that Ana de Armas is an in-transition type of deep autumn and deep winter. Olga Kurylennko is a deep autumn and Rochelle Ayets is a true autumn. Tips for determining your autumn season. Autumn is a season that is often associated with beauty and inspiration. The changing colors of the leaves, crispness of the air, and the cozy feeling of wrapping oneself in warm layers all contribute to all the allure of this season. It is no wonder that autumn also inspires our fashion choices. And in this video, I will explore the concept of dressing for the season based on your autumn color palette and the differences between true autumn versus true autumn and an in-transition type. Are you curious how different people can look within one seasonal color type? For this analysis to be conducted, I will examine Ana de Armas, who has been previously typed as true autumn, Rochelle Ayets, and Olga Kurylennko as true autumns as well. Color analysis is a concept that helps individuals determine which colors best complement their skin tone and undertone. When it comes to autumn colors, there are certain characteristics that define this palette. Autumn colors are warm and earthy, with hues that resemble the changing leaves and the harvest season. To determine your autumn color palette, it is important to first understand your skin's undertone. There are 3 main undertones: warm, cool, and neutral. Warm undertones have a yellow or golden hue, while cool undertones have a pink or blue hues. Neutral undertones have a mix of both warm and cool tones. Once you have determined your undertone, you can then identify which autumn color palette suits you the best. There are 3 main autumn color palettes. It's deep autumn, true autumn as a canon, and soft autumn. Deep autumn is characterized by rich and intense colors such as deep reds, burnt oranges, and dark browns. True autumn is characterized by warm and golden hues such as mustard yellow, olive greens, and warm browns. Soft autumn is characterized by muted and earthy tones such as peach, moss green, and soft browns. Here I'm going to examine Ana de Armas under the loop of the color palette, and here we are going to see why she is not a true autumn solely, but rather an autumn transitional type. From the very first glance, you are not really able to determine where on the color wheel Ana could be. She looks great with dark brunette hair, which is high in chroma, and warm earthy highlights that are completely the opposite, but both look absolutely fantastic. We have generalization from True Autumn, which says that most likely you have a warm undertone, your eyes are green hazel, and the hair is dark brown to ginger, warm undertone or overtone to be precise. And let's not forget that True Autumn color type is the canon of the autumn type, where all the other neighboring types are just secondary. This is the autumn transit that can happen to any autumn type. And that's not hard to take this rule and apply it to the actress. It does seem as though she is the true autumn type, since the general rule fits really well at first glance. We see chocolate brown hair and green brown eyes, and the undertone is a bit undetected yet, but it looks like it might be neutral. And of course, we cannot see the color of the veins. But just so you know, you don't need to see that, because it has been mentioned previously multiple times by me that color of the veins, eyes, and hair is not a reliable source of the color type determination. Why, you will ask? Well, it turns out that it's only complementary, or shall I say secondary overtone. Any time of the year you are able to change your hair color and its tonality. That might be completely different to your true undertone. What matters the most here is the skin undertone, and this is what we mean. The skin undertone is something that hasn't been explained well. It's not the color of the foundation that you use, it's the conglomeration of the elements under your skin that creates the tone of your natural skin. For example, take a high beta-carotene diet. For instance, you have tangerine gold hue on your skin, alright? Collagen in good health has a slightly yellow tint. That being said, sallow skin grayish yellow color may indicate poor collagen renewal. On top of that, your surroundings, the weather, the season, stress do influence the levels of the elements in your body. Not to mention how the sunlight during the summer influences how your skin, hair, and eyes look. What we need to know about determining the skin color undertone is the level of value and saturation, which is chroma. The overall value is easier to determine. Value majorly focuses on the hair color of an individual. Chroma is the third essential dimension that predicts your seasonal color accurately. It adds clear or muted saturation to your seasonal color palette. How defined your undertones and values are. For example, chroma is decreased from sharp and charcoal to much more muted and grayed out when we age. It's obvious judging by the overtone of your appearance. It goes from bright to soft, more muted. Value and saturation fluctuate throughout the year and life in general. If it didn't, our skin wouldn't look aged in time. Our hair wouldn't look gray when we get older. You have to accept the fact that your color type is not completely static. It's a constant move, it's a fluctuation. Some people are more prone to the change and some are a little bit less under this fluctuation. From this example, we can see that the contrast is rather low. Hypothetically, I can see her going as high as medium. And in transition type, let's not forget about that, I have to mention that, the owners of which will jump from one color palette to another one just by the virtue of being in transition. The skin undertone in both seasons will be very similar or even the same, and it will be warm and cold at the same time. From these examples, we can see that both gray and silver plus yellow and golden shades fit the actress perfectly well. That would normally be an in transition type. What we need to know here is what transition it is and so we need to figure out what's the main palette for her And what's the secondary palette for her? For an in-transition type, the contrast will jump from low to medium at most. It can also be very high, but particularly in this case, the chroma is not as high as, let's say, bright winter. This is what we call a neutral skin tone that will lean towards warm if autumn and cold if winter. And sometimes being right in the middle if you tend to jump quite often. And this is deep autumn and deep winter. This is especially helpful for people who cannot find their seasonal type. And both gold and silver shades fit them really well. In the wardrobe, reds and oranges are the epitome of warmth and vibrancy, making them perfect for autumn fashion. These colors can be incorporated into your wardrobe in various ways. And I have to say that mustard yellow and orange are predominantly autumn colors, and they fit Anna really well. I'm not a fan of her blonde hair, but this shade fits her well with her medium chroma hair and overall appearance. While we see a soft autumn yellow color on Olga Kurylennko, I have to say that this high chroma in her hair and makeup doesn't do well. Both the makeup and the outfit should go in different directions, should go separate. With the yellow color, one should be very, very careful. A lot of times, you just have to keep it for the summertime, when it can actually complement the overall overtone of your skin. Otherwise, your skin is very pale. It might seem as if it's not your palette at all. I have to say that I would rather see her in soft autumn colors rather than highly saturated true autumn palettes or deep autumn. I'd really suggest that she might have been mistyped as being she's not true autumn. A red color palette is always a big topic for debate, as people are always confused by the red color, especially those with high chroma. But pay special attention to the face, as the actress looks absolutely marvelous in those three outfits: the bright red, the deep earthy orange, and the spring pink. Now, why does it all look so good? How is that possible? The winter red is complemented by the high chroma well-saturated dog hair color and deep colored contrasted makeup. The spring pink is also on the higher chroma side, and as well, she has medium contrast to match the vibrance. In the middle, we have the earthy colored hair and calm, deep shade of an autumn orange. Anna has very ingenue type of face. You don't want to cover her in very high contrast. She doesn't have the vibe of Megan Fox or Angelina Jolie. You normally want to see her in softer, calmer, deeper colors, not too eye-striking. If you could paint freckles on her face, she would still look absolutely fabulous. And here you can verify that this high chroma pink would rather suit bright winter, but for Anna I'd suggest a bit calmer vibrance. Olga Kurylennko, the one who was previously typed as true autumn, is flourishing in deep cherry red and so, on the contrary, spring pink. And here we can see why she looks good in pink in the previous picture. It's the tan. Some colors need to be kept in the closet until summer, while the autumn burgundy fits really well, and you can see it here. Rochelle is one lady whose color type wouldn't change as much as with previous actresses. And that is the beauty of the color type. Her appearance is asking for deep and highly saturated colors like true autumn. Browns, greens, and mustards are all part of the autumn color palette and can be worn in various ways. The deep autumn green has adapted to her neutral skin tone. You can even think that the actress can wear almost any color imaginable. And another type of spring green colors, a little bit of a pinkish blush in her skin tone, gives her the right to wear spring palettes as well, and it's higher in chroma as well. And let's see Olga here. If you had to compare the two green colors, which one would you pick? I'd vote for soft autumn green and true autumn, but with dog hair color. I'd stay away from the spring colors, as she doesn't have much chroma in her appearance. She requires deeper, calmer colors. And then again, here we are able to see how much the hair color can change your understanding of your color type. Needless to say, it's completely off-looking. And now let's see Rochelle for a contrast of an autumn type. All autumn colors fit her like a glove. While autumn is often associated with warm and earthy tones, it's also important to add pops of color to your outfits. In this example, it has become obvious what kind of skin color and temperature you need to have to be able to look good in those highly bright and color-saturated shades. It does matter a lot. If we compare Anna with Rochelle, for example, it's obvious that skin color type differs. And thank you so much for staying here with me. I hope this information was useful for you. Don't forget to subscribe, put a like, and see you in the next episode.